After a dramatic 45-yard game-winning field goal for Hope last week over a win against Adrian, they're now going on the road to an Albion team that just lost to Kalamazoo. This is a game that you truly don't know exactly what you're going to get. And the reason why I say that is because every time you come off of a dramatic win like Hope did, you never necessarily know how that team is going to respond. They can either really have a little bit of a hangover, kind of come out slow, maybe the other team surprises you, or there's a little bit more of momentum, there's a little bit more of excitement, more kind of realizing that, hey, Hope is still in the running to win the MIAA. And I think that's the team that we're going to get from Hope this week. I think Hope is obviously going to continue to address every single week as an opportunity not to only get better, but an opportunity to continue to get closer to hopefully winning the MIAA. Now, obviously, Hope needs a little bit of help. They need Elma to lose a game or two, but this is a real opportunity that you have for Hope to go on the road for the last time against an Albion team that played a really close Kalamazoo team that lost a really close game, with an opportunity to obviously have the spoiler role, right? Like, when you're an Albion team, when you're any team going up against Hope, there's a real opportunity here, especially when you go on the road, to be upset. And I don't think that this is what happens. I think Hope is going to come into this game. I think Hope offensively will be better this game, and that's no shot at Hope, because I think Adrian defensively is a really good team. Like, they're a great team defensively. I don't think Hope's going to play a defense like Adrian until the playoffs. This is an Albion team that isn't like Adrian defensively. This is an Albion team that gives up 32 points a game. This is an Albion team that gives up almost 170 yards on the ground, over 200 yards through the air. This is an Albion team that has struggled defensively to get stops. Going up against a Hope team, besides last week, that was able to put up a lot of points against any opponent that they played. And because of that, I think there's going to be a little bit of a get-right game for Hope, and I don't think that's because Hope played poorly in the game against Adrian. I think offensively, Hope had some chances. They ended up throwing a pick in the third quarter that you had an opportunity to score. They had a blocked field goal before the game-winning field goal. They had opportunities in that game to put up points. I think that's exactly what Hope is going to do in this game. I think Hope's going to be able to run the ball effectively. I think Hope's going to be able to pass the ball effectively. I think you have Alex Lowe's going to have a bounce-back game. I think Alex Lowe is going to lead this offense, and I think Hope's going to win pretty comfortably in this game. And this is going to be not only a good bounce-back game for the offense, I think this is going to be a continuation of what we saw defensively for Hope. Because if you want to talk about one true strength in their last game against Adrian, was the defense. The defense was able to get stops. They needed to play well, and they were able to play well. And I think they're going to continue that in this game against an Albion offense that averages 26 points a game. This is an Albion offense that likes to not only run the ball, but throw the ball as well. Like, when you look at just what Albion has done this year, they basically throw the ball about the same as they give up, and then running the ball is about the same as they give up as well. Like, basically what Albion does offensively is what the other team's going to do offensively. The biggest difference of that is that what Hope has offensively is like an Elma, like a better opponent than what Albion has played. And when Albion has played similar type opponents when it comes to skill-wise, an issue that Albion has had relatively compared to maybe throughout the season is that Albion needs to convert those opportunities into touchdowns. This is an Albion team that gives up more points than they score on average. And while, yes, kind of some of these big losses for Albion does play a little bit of a factor into that, that's also a big reason why this Albion team is 2-5 right now, is because of the amount of points they give up and because of what they do in these games. And it's truly going to be a really difficult road for Albion, in my opinion, to win this one. I just think that not only does Hope have more talent, I think Hope's going to come in to Albion with a mission. And this is almost a rivalry between two teams that don't like each other very much. That's something that is known in other sports, lacrosse, for example. But this is a rivalry between these two teams that people don't necessarily know unless you play in it. Like, this is a rivalry between these two teams. These two teams do not like each other very much. This isn't like Hope Kelvin. This isn't like Hope Elma. There isn't that type of rivalry, but it's a rivalry, and it's going to be one of those games that you're going to obviously have a ton of emotion in. It's going to be one of those games that depends on how Hope gets out to a fast start or not. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in this game, because when Hope has been able to get out to a fast start, it's been absolutely domination from the get-go. Like, when they're up to score the first 1 or 2 touchdowns, from what we've seen, it's been 35-0 in the first half. Like, that's just how it's gone. Now, when Hope has given up the first touchdown, I've talked a lot about this year, they're still not that panicked, right? Like, Hope has still responded perfectly fine from that. Hope has done that throughout the season. So do I think there's panic if Hope gives up the first touchdown to Albion? Absolutely not. You can tell there's no panic when it comes to this Hope team. And I think because of that, because of what happened last week, because of this coaching staff, I think they're going to be able to go into this game with a mindset to not only win this game, but to try to continue to not only gain momentum, but to continue to build for that possibility of going to the playoffs. Because you need to get better every single week, and it doesn't necessarily matter the opponents you play. You can be playing the worst opponents, you can be playing the best opponents. It's about continuing to get better. And I think this is not only an opportunity for them to get better, like I said earlier, but I think this is an opportunity to grow offensively. I think this is an opportunity to gain confidence offensively, and I think this is, again, an opportunity to continue to do what you did defensively against Adrian, because you're going to have to continue that throughout these next couple of games. This is going to be your last game away from home this year. You need to figure out a way to win. You need to get out to a fast start. You need to dominate. You need to handle business if you're Hope, because guess what? There's going to be better opponents down the road. This is a real opportunity for Hope to slip up. I don't think they slip up. I think Hope wins this game pretty comfortably, and I do not think this Hope team is looking forward to the future. I think this Albion team is going to be ready. I think they're going to play very physical. I think they're going to be ready to play, and I think Hope is going to be ready to play as well. And because of that, again, I have Hope winning this game and continuing the momentum that they built from last week to this week, and I think it's going to continue on for that as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Do you agree, disagree, stuff like that? Do you like the content? If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. I will obviously recap the game, talk a little bit about what happened, which team won, which team lost, why it happened that way, and then I'll recap it after this game this weekend.